Operation Move Trailer into Place is complete, at least in theory. Hopefully, that's the goal. So we have the trailer here. I put their feeder in the back, filled that up for several days worth. It's going to be a week before we want them in there to ship out. We normally have a ramp, and in fact I made a ramp, but with the slope of the ground, it's enough where they can easily step in, and by the time they're hungry enough, after they eat all the stuff that's on the ground here, they'll be heading in there. So they're going to get used to being in there. We, let's see, that was the ramp that we were going to use, and my normal process, what we did this time, is we used that pallet, and after we tossed a bunch of food and their shelter, all 6 of them went in, used the pallet with crisscrossing T-posts, 4 of them, in order to keep them in there, because they got antsy for a while and they were not happy about being in there. One of them is now just, I'm tired guys, leave me alone. But we kept them in there so we could adjust the fence. Instead of 300 feet of fence, now they have 100, with this strand being all that is left. And the reason for that is because if we do have any trouble getting them out, if for some reason they don't march in like we have planned, and like I'll be talking about a little bit more in another video, then if we have to push them, at least the area we have to push them from is a whole lot smaller. So we tightened up the fence. Because we have 3 100-foot long strands, we did have to get really creative. So we couldn't quite have one easily make it all around. So we actually had one strand go here, and then both strands extend off to the side so we could have a full 200 feet without the fence on the ground. Because if the fence is on the ground, it's going to ground out. We're going to lose power. That's no bueno. So it took some time. Wasn't able to video while we were doing it because we were busy doing it. We already have one pig heading up in there. I purposely left marshmallows and apple chunks, which is what we'll be baiting them with once we actually need to take them away. It's good to already see 2 willing to go in. I'm going to have to watch that. Maybe that slope is a little too much. Hopefully not. But I bet they'll also get used to it. So, well, I'm going to keep an eye on that and see how well they can get in. They're doing the old front feet on, leave the other 2 on the ground because they're a little timid. Again, I'll keep an eye on that, making sure they can get in. Yep, they can get in. Yay for that. All right, well, here goes nothing. We got 1 week left. Got to get them used to eating out of the trailer. We'll pull the food 24 to 36 hours before we actually need to load them. And then we'll be on our way. And once you know, if we get 5 out of 6 in there all at once, it's like they'll be mocking me for the future. We got 4. Yeah. Sometimes it works real well, and other times I've had pigs just be incredibly cautious and not go in for a day because they're so cautious. But we have to get them used to going in there. So that's why we're doing this a week ahead of time. To make sure they're comfortable enough in there that they'll go in when we need them to.